Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're doing the long-awaited 1 month sabbatical update. So if you saw my community page, I let you all know that honestly, this has been a hard video to record because I really haven't seen many people with an experience similar to mine, and I think that's what makes me feel kind of weird about it. Everyone seems to have such a great experience with not working and oh my gosh, I'm having a blast, and it's just such a liberating experience, but that has not been the case for me, to be completely honest. But as always, y'all know I'm going to be very transparent. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. The reason why I knew I had to be brutally honest, even though I really didn't want to, because I don't want to sound negative, it's not a bad thing, it's just that it's not what I thought. I knew I needed to tell y'all the truth though, because if you're taking a sabbatical or if you're thinking about it and you have feelings similar to mine, you may feel like you're doing something wrong or you made the wrong choice. So that's why we need to talk, okay? Before we get into it, let me know in the comments, what are some things you want to do on your sabbatical? This is an important question and I'm gonna let you know why in a few. Also, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. Let's first get into how I've been budgeting without a job, because that has been a frequently asked question. So far, so good when it comes to my bills. My spending money, we're gonna get into the spending money in its own little segment, because I just underestimated myself and how much money I spent. Because y'all know I'm cheap and I don't spend that much money, but this sabbatical, it brought out a new side of me. Whole another side of me I've never seen before. So when it comes to my expenses, I put all of my expenses in sinking funds. So if you're not familiar with a sinking fund is, that is pretty much an account that you save up, but you're gonna take the money out. I have several different categories. I have a sinking fund for my medical insurance, for the home expenses. I have another one for daycare for my son. I have another one for car insurance when it's due, and then my last one is for my spending budget. I go ahead and transfer the money over from my Capital One account. That's the account that has all of my savings. I love Capital One. They have a great interest rate, so that's why I picked that one. But I just transfer the money over a few days before the first, transfer the money to my credit union account, and then I pay my bills using that. So far so good with that. I'm having no issues when it comes to the bills. Like, the bills have not been fluctuating drastically, and if anything, it's been lower than expected. But now let's talk about that spending budget. So originally my plan was to do $800 a month. There are so many reasons why I messed up with this budget, because keep in mind I was only spending about $275, $300 a month while I was working. So I knew that 800 was a stretch. No, I spent all 800, all of it. Really 809, 809.56. I don't know what happened. You know, when you don't have a job, you have a lot of days free to do whatever you want, and I just did not think I would go ham like that. What is up? And you know where the money's been going? In my stomach. Because I've been buying mostly food. I have no clothes or anything, and I really need some clothes. All these new restaurants that I've never tried before, I don't know, y'all. Then I just met 5 and Below. Why y'all ain't tell me about that? Why did I walk in there? Now I'm in love. Just buying unnecessary stuff. I had to snap out of it, so when I do my next update, yeah, none of that. I've been really strict this time. I will give myself some grace for, you know, splurging the first month, but if I want this to last, I have to be smart. You know, I can't just blow my money like that. So I'm getting it together. What I will say is, if you're gonna have a spending budget of blah blah blah, have a buffer. So right now my budget is $800 a month, but I'm only planning on spending $600 a month, so I can have a $200 buffer fund, because it may be something I want to do, like a concert I didn't know was coming, and then I want to buy a ticket at the last minute. Have some wiggle room in your budget, because yeah, I didn't have any, and like I say, I spent $809.56. I'm a true credit card girl. I like getting my cash back rewards and stuff, but not right now. Let me get a little bit more control, because that has been my main issue, is swiping my card thinking, oh, I think I only spent $125. I think I'm good. No, really keep up with your balances if you are going to use a credit card. Right now I'm on a strict cash budget for month 2. Month 1, I just couldn't keep up, to be honest. And you know, that's why I don't call myself a financial guru. I live and I learn. I'm learning with y'all. You know, I know a little something something, but I'm still human. I make mistakes, so that's why I gotta be real with y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I did too much. I did a little bit too much. I also recommend, when it comes to your credit cards, if you know you use them every now and then, maybe put about $50 to $75 on the card, so you could just, you know that there's money on there. That'll kind of help. That's what I'll be doing into month 2, but I don't want to say too much about month 2, but just know I didn't do that month 1. Here are some lessons I learned from month 1. Lesson number 1 is to have a plan for every day. Nope. Don't plan your weekends. Nope. Don't plan just one day out the week. Don't just go with the flow of life. Absolutely not. Go ahead and have a plan for what you want to do every day, including a plan to stay home every now and then, or even do something free. In my planner, I write down what I want to do for the day, and it could be something like a home project, clean up the house. How my planner looks now is every day I plan to do something. I pick a day to record. I pick a day to hang out with friends. I pick a day to go out if I want to go out and try a lunch special or something. But having a plan for your days is so important, because like I say, when you're just going out, you're just going to be spending, and you won't be able to keep up with it. Keep in mind, you're going from only having control of 2 days a week to now having 7. I literally have a weekly budget now. I went from planning every month to every week, and it really has helped me out with saving money. Also, when it comes to planning, knowing when an event is happening is also important. Go ahead and put money aside for that right then. So if you know you have a baby shower to attend, take that out. A birthday party, take that out. A trip, take that out. Go ahead and do that immediately so that you can keep up with how much you have left. That has also been a big help for me. Another lesson that I learned is doing nothing is actually very hard to do. Trying to rest, trying to be okay with staying home and just watching TV sometimes has been very extremely difficult for me. When I finished my Umbrella Academy, I said, okay, I don't want to sit here and watch TV all day. I don't like it like that. That's not my jam at all. I'm trying to add more things on my list, such as reading more books and things like that, which I have been reading a lot more, but trying to just rest, it is hard, you know, and my body in the first 2 weeks just wanted to shut down. So I really slept a lot. I took a lot of naps, got a lot of rest, but now I feel slightly bored. And I think that's another point. That's my next lesson, is you will have those boring moments of having nothing to do. Every day won't be active, you know what I mean? And I'm learning that now, but it is kind of hard because when you're working a job, your weeks are planned out for you. So to go from that to now having complete control, it's a lot. So if you get that feeling of, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing today, just know that's completely normal. Another thing too is it gets very lonely at times. So I spend a lot of time by myself because everyone is at work. It is lonely, you know what I mean? And I feel like the human interaction you get from work. Do I miss my friends at work? I really do. I miss talking to them all the time. And now it's like, I don't want to be a bug and just text them all the time because I have so much time on my hands. So much. But it does get lonely at times. Especially those days when you know you don't want to leave the house and spend a bunch of money and you just sit with yourself. You feel the lonely then. Also, let me bring up the fact that that whole guilt thing, I am past that. So some people say that they feel guilt for not doing anything. It's not guilt for me, because whatever I don't get done that day, I could do the next day. I don't feel guilty if I don't do anything for the day. It's just that I don't like not doing anything. To be honest, I thought I would, but I honestly don't. Like I said, you live and you learn. Because I know in previous videos, I said, I don't want to do anything, blah, blah, blah. You think you know something till you really know something. And then you really know something and it's like, wait a minute. I don't think I want this. This is not fun all the time. Sometimes I have my moments where it's like, yes. Okay, so let's get into the positive stuff. When I go places, they are completely empty because everyone is at work. I will never work a job where I can't be off during the week. I have to be off during the week. I am spoiled rotten. Yesterday, I went to Walmart, got a cart. It's early in the morning. Walking down the aisles, no one's there. Get right in line, get right out. It makes me feel rich. It's giving luxury. Those are the moments when I'm just like, wow, I did the right thing, because oh my gosh, I love that. Also, when I go out to eat, there's so many restaurants I wanted to try, but on the weekends, they're full to capacity. I don't have that problem anymore. When I go in a restaurant, it's empty. I absolutely love that part of it. And even like some of the kids places that are super expensive, because I'm in Atlanta, by the way, but some of those kids places, if you go during the week and go on Groupon, cheap. We went to Sequest, which is like this kind of interactive zoo. Everything was like half the price because it was a Thursday. There are really some highlights to this. I don't want it to sound like it's so bad, but I just want to be honest about all of my emotions, whether good or bad. Another thing that I've learned is I have been able to learn who I am outside of work. I have started valuing my relationships with people a lot more. I've also been learning a lot about myself and who I am and what I want out of life, just from not being distracted with work. I'm not trying to sound like an alcoholic or anything, but I used to drink a lot. Every time I got off of work, I used to take a drink. Not really when I was part-time, but when I was full-time, I would have a drink every night. Now I don't do that. There are a lot of things I was doing out of pure unhappiness for where I was in life. And now that I don't have certain things that I have to do anymore, I feel a lot more at peace. The stress of working at that job when I was full-time was a lot. And it affected everything in my life, every aspect of my life, including dating, how I was as a mom. When I used to get off of work, I used to give Kason his dinner, bath, go to bed. Now I have so much energy. I've been doing so much with him lately. There are a lot of pros to really getting to know who you are outside of your 9 to 5. So that's why even though I may not be having the most fun right now, I can honestly say that this is necessary. I love that I'm taking this time out to myself, even though at times I'm like, ugh. But for the most part, yeah, I like that I'm learning new things about me. I'm really getting to know Kiki again, this new version of me. So this brings me kind of into my last lesson that I learned, which is work was not so bad. It was the routine that I was sick of. Getting up early in the morning, getting dressed, sitting up there, sometimes having nothing to do, going home, back in traffic. It was just doing the same thing and really feeling like I didn't have a lot of control of my time. I didn't like the fact that I had to beg for time off when I worked in certain departments or at certain companies. I shouldn't have to do that. I feel that having our time is just, we're entitled to that. I do know for a fact that when I go back to work, I will never work full-time ever again in my life. I promise you that I will never go back full-time because I don't like them having so much of my time. I think that's what bothered me, especially with Kason going to school now. That 8 to 5 life, I will do whatever it takes to not go back to that because I just don't think it's right. When I run for president, I'm gonna change that. 5 days and only get 2 to me. It really sucks that companies will tell you that you have to work 40 hours a week, 5 days, blah, 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 in order to get health insurance. And it's so unfair. Isn't it weird that we all have to work 8 to 5, like we're all getting off at the same time? In closing, my sabbatical, I'm not gonna tell y'all that it's been super, super fun and I'm just having a blast because I would be lying. But what I will say is I'm taking a lot out of this experience. It's just not all butterflies and rainbows the entire time. And my goal with this video is to just tell you that if you take your sabbatical and you feel like me, it's okay. This is normal. Everyone doesn't have the same experience. There are a lot of people I see take sabbaticals and they go out of the country and do all these things, and at this time I'm not able to do that. But I just wanted to let y'all know and be clear that your version of a sabbatical may look completely different from mine or the other YouTubers that you may watch. It's not all going to be the same. I also wanted to let you know that just because I'm not having a blast, I'm not rushing back to work. When you've been at a job for so long and you've been working for years and years and years, you can't be upset and mad at yourself that you don't know what to do with your time. You haven't had it. Do y'all hear me? You haven't had your time. Your time was being bought out by these companies. So now you're home and you're beating yourself up like, did I make the right decision? Maybe I should get a job. Don't do that. Really sit with yourself, right? It's not easy. That's why we're having these conversations. That's why I tell you, have a plan of what you want to do because you're going to need something to do. So am I still team sabbatical? Yeah, I am. But am I going to do things different now since I'm learning new things? Like I say, it's only been a month off. I've been working since 16. So to just jump out here and like, oh, I have control of my Monday through Sunday. The first month may not have been what I thought it should have been, but at the same time, I got next month. So I'm really excited to see how this whole thing turns out. And I'm super glad to have y'all be a part of this journey. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also make sure that you follow me on Instagram at @the_upgrade_Kiki. And I will see you all in the next video.